Let's begin this hour, though, with the latest on the suspect in the slaying of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Yeah, officials are one step closer to extraditing Luigi Mangione back to New York. The 26-year-old was formally indicted by a grand jury yesterday and now faces nearly a dozen criminal charges in the state. NBC News correspondent Stephanie Gosk is live in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania with the latest. Stephanie, good morning.
Hey, Savannah and Joe, good morning. You know, it's been 2 weeks since UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson was gunned down on the busy streets of Manhattan. The prosecution laying out its case. There are 11 charges in total. The most serious, murder in the first degree and the furtherance of terrorism. The Manhattan DA, Alvin Bragg, describing it as a brazen, targeted, premeditated murder. This morning, Luigi Mangione, the 26-year-old accused of killing UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson, has been formally indicted and charged with murder.
This was a frightening, well-planned, targeted murder that was intended to cause shock and attention and intimidation.
A grand jury charging Mangione with 11 counts, among them 1 count of murder in the first degree and 2 counts of murder in the second degree, including 1 in furtherance of terrorism.
This was a killing that was intended to evoke terror.
The maximum penalty for 2 of the murder charges is life without parole. His lawyers have indicated he will plead not guilty. Prosecutors also revealing new details about the case, including that Mangione waited near the Hilton Hotel where Thompson was set to attend a conference for nearly an hour before allegedly shooting him when he arrived. The DA also saying they spoke to Mangione's mother before his arrest while looking into a tip from the FBI in San Francisco. And while she didn't indicate it was her son in the photograph, she did say it might be something that she could see him doing. According to police, Mangione fled Manhattan and was eventually arrested at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania 5 days later. He's now in a prison there, awaiting extradition to New York. A source familiar with the case telling NBC News he no longer plans to fight it. In the wake of the murder, some have celebrated Thompson's death and been sympathetic to Mangione's apparent outrage at the healthcare industry.
There is no heroism in what Mangione did.
The city's police commissioner with a stern message for those people.
We don't celebrate murders, and any attempt to rationalize this is vile, reckless, and offensive to our deeply held principles of justice.
There are 2 hearings scheduled at this courthouse tomorrow for Mangione. The first is on the Pennsylvania charges. The second is an extradition hearing. And a source close to the case tells us that Mangione plans to waive that hearing, which means he will be extradited and back in New York City as early as tomorrow, guys.
All right, Stephanie, thank you.
Turning now to Wisconsin, there are new details in that deadly shooting at a Christian academy as investigators try to figure out why a teenage girl opened fire on her school and whether any warning signs were missed. NBC News correspondent Shaquille Brewster has been following the investigation in Madison. Shaq, good morning.
Good morning, guys. And the police department says they are now in the investigation phase of this tragedy with some big outstanding questions around the motive in this shooting and how that 15-year-old suspect got access to the firearm, all while members of this heartbroken community do what they can to keep the focus on the victims and those still hospitalized.
Overnight, a community in mourning coming together in the wake of tragedy.
We are heartbroken.
It comes as investigators are learning more about the shooter, 15-year-old Natalie Rupp now, who they say goes by Samantha. They're trying to understand why the 15-year-old opened fire Monday morning in a study hall classroom at the Abundant Life Christian School, killing a teacher and a teenage classmate and wounding 6 others before turning the gun on herself.
Identifying a motive is our top priority. But at this time, it appears that the motive was a combination of factors.
Detectives now talking with students, trying to determine if bullying was one of those factors. Police also addressing whether any individuals were targeted by the shooter.
Everyone was targeted in this incident, and everyone was put in equal danger.
Law enforcement focusing on how the 15-year-old accessed the handgun used in Monday's shooting, spending hours interviewing her father, and combing through her social media footprint, with detectives scrambling to verify a document circulating online purportedly from the shooter.
I'm just scared.
Amy Rolock says she's scared too and hesitant to send her 13-year-old daughter Lillian back to her Madison public school nearby.
The safest place besides her home should be school, and it's not anymore.
We know a lot of the people involved.
James and Rebecca Smith's 11th grade daughter was down the hall from the shooting. They waited 6 agonizing hours before they were all reunited.
She didn't say much, but she's not a hugger, and she allowed me to hug her at the reunification.
Families focusing this morning on healing and helping their children cope with this tragedy.
And the police chief is now clarifying in a remark that he made the night of the shooting when he said that the initial call to police came from a second grader at the school. At the time, he said it was a realization that made his heart skip a beat. Well, yesterday, he clarified that it was actually from a second grade teacher at the school and apologized for the mistake. Joe?
All right, Shaq, thank you.
Well, we turn now to Hawaii, where 2 people were killed on Tuesday after a small plane conducting a training flight crashed into a vacant building near the Honolulu airport. NBC News senior correspondent Tom Costello covers aviation for us and joins us with the latest.
Yeah, the FAA and the NTSB now investigating this crash. 2 people were killed. This was a cargo flight, and it happened very close to Honolulu International Airport, but also very close to a very busy highway. The question now is what went wrong, with the pilots reporting they were having difficulty controlling the plane just before it crashed.
This morning, a horrific small plane crash caught on camera.
689, you're turning right? Come on, 689, we are out of control here.
The plane went down near Honolulu International Airport.
2 souls were on board, both perished.
Dashcam video shows the plane in the air followed by a sudden explosion. And the aftermath, smoke billowing from a building, which authorities say was abandoned, set to be demolished. The plane, a Cessna 208 with Hawaiian freight transporter Kamaka Air, was conducting a training flight. The airline says the 2 on board were pilots, adding, "It is with heavy hearts that Kamaka Air confirms the loss of 2 members of the Kamaka Air family." One woman tells KHNL TV she saw the plane fly past her office window on the 7th floor.
I went, oh, he's really, really low, and he started banking and turning back towards the airport, and then I heard a loud bang.
The FAA and NTSB now investigating the crash, which authorities say could have been much worse. It appears the pilots may have tried to minimize the damage on the ground.
From what we understand from people who saw the crash, they avoided quite a bit of structures, including our fuel farm.
As the families mourn their loss, investigators now looking for clues into what caused this horrific crash in Paradise.
The situation was limited to the 2 that was flying the plane. The pilot made a lot of adjustments to minimize what they hit.
Again, NTSB and FAA investigators already on the scene in Honolulu, as you would expect. This was a Cessna 208, again, a cargo flight. This was a training flight. Unfortunately, both pilots perished in this crash, and it comes as we are now starting a very, very busy holiday travel period. 40 million people expected through TSA checkpoints between now and early January. In total, 119 million traveling, with most people, of course, hitting the roads. Back to you.
All right, Tom, thank you.
Now to the presidential transition. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is facing more skepticism on Capitol Hill from lawmakers, this time over his stance on abortion. It comes as President-elect Trump takes a more aggressive stance against media outlets. NBC News senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez joins us with the latest on the Trump transition. Gabe, good morning.
Hey there, Joe. Good morning. Now, breaking overnight, President-elect Trump also announcing his pick for ambassador to the Bahamas. That's former football star and Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker. And as you mentioned, it comes as another one of the president-elect's selections. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. faces growing scrutiny.
After another marathon day of meetings with senators on Capitol Hill.
Really productive, really good.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., President-elect Trump's choice to lead the Department of Health and Human Services, is facing bipartisan skepticism over his stance on abortion.
I want to talk to Mr. Kennedy about his abortion stand. He's all over his map, all over the map.
They're life and death issues. Let's be very serious about this. This is not a political game.
During his own presidential run, Kennedy supported abortion access.
I think that abortion should be the choice of a woman.
But Kennedy now says he supports Trump's view. Leave the issue up to the states. For now, that's seeming to win over key conservative senators.
We talked about abortion, and big thing about abortion is he's telling everybody, he said, listen, whatever President Trump, I'm going to back him 100%.
It all comes as the president-elect is taking a more aggressive stance against media outlets he views as biased. Days after securing a multi-million-dollar payout from ABC over a defamation case, he's filing a new lawsuit against well-known pollster Ann Selzer in the Des Moines Register, accusing them of consumer fraud and election interference for publishing a poll that showed Trump down in Iowa in November. Trump won the state by double digits.
I think you have to do it because they're very dishonest.
Selzer declined to comment. The newspaper says it stands by its reporting. Meanwhile, Democrats are wondering what's next for their party. In her first major speech since conceding the election, Vice President Harris giving no hints about her political future, but urging young people to stay engaged.
We must stay in the fight because that is the responsibility, in my opinion, that comes with the privilege of being an American.
Meanwhile, President Biden is in Delaware today, honoring the 52nd anniversary of the death of his first wife and infant daughter. Joan Savannah.
All right, Gabe, thank you so much.
Well, it looks like the two astronauts who've waited months to return home have had their stay in space extended once again a little longer.
NASA announced yesterday its mission has once again been delayed. The pair's homecoming now expected to happen, quote, no earlier than late March. NBC News correspondent Sam Brock is here with this, but we're still, it says right here, stuck in space. I know astronauts keep telling us they're not stuck. That's not the word we're supposed to use.
10 days, 2 months.
Right.
What's the difference between those two things? So, guys, here's the deal. NASA has said it is simply a matter of safety. SpaceX needs a little more time to test and process a brand new Dragon spacecraft that's going out there to retrieve them. Now, the agency thought about using an entirely different spacecraft altogether, but decided that was not the best option. So now, Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore, affectionately known, as Joe said, as the stuck astronauts, will be keeping that nickname a little bit longer.
What was originally supposed to be a week-long test flight,
Welcome aboard the International Space Station.
has now evolved into a months-long saga in space. Astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams lifted off for the International Space Station back in June.
And liftoff of Starliner.
But when the Boeing Starliner, making its first crewed mission, had a number of technical issues after docking, from helium leaks to faulty thrusters, their return home was delayed.
NASA has decided that Butch and Sonny will return with Crew 9 next February.
Now, a new galactic speed bump in their return to Earth. NASA saying in a statement Tuesday, NASA's SpaceX Crew 10 now is targeting no earlier than late March 2025. Adding, the change gives NASA and SpaceX teams time to complete processing on a new Dragon spacecraft for the mission. That spacecraft set to arrive at a Florida facility in early January.
Can you think of other examples of astronauts that had a mission of 1 to 2 weeks and that turned into a year or longer?
No, I can't think of one that went from 2 weeks to over a year. They were testing a new vehicle, the Starliner. I think, there was always that possibility that they may end up extending their mission.
Mike Massimino is a former NASA astronaut who knows both Butch and Sonny.
I think mentally prepared to do whatever was going to be required of them, and they've been doing that.
How frequently is the ISS restocked? How often do you see supplies going up intermittently?
Every few months. There's 2 supply ships that go up from the United States.
Back in November, concerns surfaced about the health and potential weight loss of the astronauts.
I think there's some rumors around outside there that are losing weight and stuff.
Though they were quickly dismissed by the 2 space veterans.
You can tell I've been working out.
Now the waiting game continues as a new timeline for their return is set for the new year.
All right, so these two are supreme athletes. Now, Massimino also told me it's critical for them, those astronauts, to be exercising 6 days a week, nearly 2 hours a day or more. Yes, that is true, to make up for the lack of physical stress on the body. Remember, there's no gravity up there. Guys, think about this. These astronauts were only supposed to be in space for about a week. If they come home in March, and that's a big if, they will have been gone for nearly 10 months. They might as well start paying rent for the ISSS. That's how long.
I think they should be paid.
They should be getting a stipend.
Something, I don't know what, but yeah.
God, I didn't even know. 2 hours a day, 6 days a week? Like, get me home so I can lay in a bed.
It's the NASA weight loss plan. All right.
Exactly.
Thank you, Sam.
It's wild.
Let's get a check on your morning news now. Weather, how it could impact your holiday plans.
There's a live look at our gorgeous tree out here at Rockefeller Center. We've got NBC News meteorologist Angie Lassman. She joins us in studio. She's got your forecast. Angie, good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning. We've got another day where we're dealing with some fog, and those advisories are up for 50 million people across parts of the southeast. This caused some trouble yesterday for places in Louisiana, and we've got the same kind of routine that we're dealing with. Houston, New Orleans, Atlanta, some major cities included in this. We'll see some improvements here as the rest of the morning goes on, but in the meantime, notice these reduced visibilities. Just 1/10 of a mile in Atlanta. We've got nearly 1/4 of a mile in Panama City, New Orleans, 1/2 of a mile in Houston. So low beams, taking it slow, going to be your best bet this morning if you live across this region. Meanwhile, we've got some rain to deal with too, and this is going to make it a slow go for places like Memphis, stretching up into Cincinnati and up towards the Great Lakes, where we have a bit of a wintry mix. It's not just the rain that we're dealing with, although the rain has already been quite impactful with some of these flood alerts up at this hour from parts of Kentucky stretching into Arkansas. You can see Nashville and Memphis both included in there, and that's going to be some of those spots that we oftentimes see flooding, so the low-lying areas. Meanwhile, as we get through the rest of your day, a lot of this shifts into parts of the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast, and we'll even start to see a little bit of snow working through parts of New England. Northern New England, we'll see potentially a couple of inches of snow across some of that region, and then we gear up for this next storm system to bring some more snow to parts of the upper Midwest. This is going to be giving us a bit of trouble when it comes to travel as we gear up for, of course, a very busy holiday couple of days for travel. So slow go from North Dakota to Michigan here tomorrow. And then we have the other story, which is temperatures just way too warm for this time of year. We saw temperatures well into the 50s, very spring-like for New York City yesterday. Today, we hit 51 degrees, still above normal. We've got Atlanta into the low 70s, New Orleans, Houston, mid-70s, running about 10 degrees above normal. Jacksonville even 78 degrees. Of course, it's Florida, but still warmer than it should be for this time of year. We've got 80s for Phoenix, even Denver sitting at 55 degrees for your day today. Notice what happens here as we get into tomorrow. Still warm for a lot of the country, especially the midsection, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, and less so across parts of the southeast. Will kind of moderate out. And then here comes the chilly conditions, ready or not. Low 40s on Friday. By Saturday, we're into the mid-30s in New York City, and then upper 20s for Sunday. Even chillier for Minneapolis, where you'll have to deal with those teens as you finish up the holiday shopping for Friday and Saturday. We've got mid to upper 20s for Chicago here as we wrap up our weekend, and then the 30s on tap Friday into Saturday for parts of Ohio. Big picture look when it comes to the travel, though, for your holiday. Yes, it's going to be chilly, so the extra layers, you'll want those if you're traveling to parts of the plains. We'll also see some of these snow showers centered across parts of the Great Lakes. This is your Friday forecast. Notice how nice it is out west. Sunny, warm. We've got plenty of sunshine along the Gulf Coast, too, and temperatures aren't all that bad. The spots that I would watch if you're traveling on Friday are where we're going to see potential snow showers and maybe some blustery winds. So Boston down to Philly, Detroit, St. Louis, and especially Chicago. You'll see likely some delays for that region. Same area for the roads, I-90, I-70, I-75 across Michigan, all potentially going to be a little slick from those snow showers. And as we get into Saturday, guys, most of that snow starts to wrap up, the lake effect snow at least, and then out west is where we watch for some heavy rain. So places like Portland, Seattle, and maybe San Francisco could see a couple of delays for folks traveling on Saturday.
All right, just a little bit of snow in that one part of the country.
It's not this part of the country.
I'm sorry. One of these days, I'm going to have some good news when it comes to snow for you guys in New York City.
Oh, my gosh. Thanks, Angie.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.